Hi everyone, for tonight's Nightcap and review, I'm having a soda, and I'll be reviewing Son of Astoria by J.B.Wright. This is a book I received as an ARC, but of course I'm going to give my honest opinion. These are the tropes, and these are the content warnings. I do want to say this is a solid book that I did enjoy, but I am giving it 3.75. We'll discuss that later on. So first, what's this book about? Now, this is book 2 in the Astoria series, with book 1 being Tears of Astoria. It's an ongoing plot, so you do have to read that book in order to read this one. So you might want to skip this review so you don't get any spoilers, because this book picks up right where book 1 ended. So where it picks up is Aslan has been taken by Uberus to the God Realm, and I apologize if I get any of these names wrong, leaving DeLuca on the beach unconscious. When he comes to, he realizes that she has been taken and who has taken her. This is causing him great pain because Uberus is in fact his biological father and has caused him great pain throughout his life that he found out recently by driving his mortal mother or adoptive mother to madness, causing her and their family great pain and suffering. Now the love of his life, Aslan, is in his hands. The thing is, Aslan is a seer with great potential and great power. So Uberus has plans for her and needs her in the God Realm to be used as his advantage for his plans. However, DeLuca's not going to stand by doing nothing, leaving her in the hands of some crazy god. He's doing everything he can to reach her so that he can get her home and be with him. The thing is, their mortal realm is still in upheaval after the recent rebellion, so a lot of mortal issues are getting in the way and sidetracking him from his plans to reach her. So the question becomes, is she going to be able to survive the gods' realms and all the plans all these different gods have for her, and prophecies are involved, and will he be able, DeLuca be able to find a way to reach her with all these mortal issues and upheavals getting in his way? So are they ever going to be reunited, or are the gods going to win with their evil plans? So what are my thoughts on this book? Again, I'm giving it a 3.75. I did enjoy it and found it to be a solid read. Now, just because I didn't give it a 4 or 5 doesn't mean it won't be a 4 or 5 for you. Reading is subjective, so I encourage you to give this a try if it sounds like something you would be interested in. Now, one of the things I really did enjoy about this book was the character development from book 1 to book 2 for a lot of these characters. The main one being the female main character, Aslan. Again, if I'm getting her name wrong, I do apologize. In book 1, she was a highborn, restricted lady without a lot of options and just trying to make the best of her situations. It wasn't towards the end of that book that she actually became what I would call, for lack of a better term, interesting, because she was having to be forced out of that box that she had been put in. So in book 2, she's out of the box and being able to grow her and stretch her wings and start to make some choices and have real say in the things going on around her. But she's also having a lot of people trying to manipulate the situations around her, so she's having to be smart and outthink those people and having to deal with prophecies. So it definitely, in this book, she was a lot more compelling because there was a lot more personality to her and her having to make choices and decisions and live with those choices and decisions that she makes. So I definitely found her more compelling as a female main character in this book. I would also say the same for DeLuca. In this book, he is being confronted as well with a lot of issues with his family history, what's going on in the realm, the part he played in where the realm currently is, the mortal realm when I'm saying this, with the rebellion and how that has left all these people basically as refugees, and the few highborn people left there, what they're doing to these people. So he is having to be confronted with the results of a plan he played a part in. So he definitely had some growth and having to live with those consequences. As well as Uberus. In the book 1, he is definitely portrayed as the villain. But in book 2, when you're actually reading with him in the storyline and getting his backstory and reading his motivations, he definitely fits the character from Waterley Gray. So you're not necessarily loving him, but you're understanding the choices he's made. So that really changed my viewpoint on him as it was to book 1. So I definitely enjoyed that. I always like changing and developing new thoughts and opinions about characters as a series goes on. So why didn't I give this book a 4 or higher, especially if I enjoyed the characters and their development in this book as well as what was going on with the plot? Well, I think that also has to do with book 1 and why I also gave it a 3.75, and I think that has to do with the author's writing style. While I do think the author has a pretty solid way of writing, it may not be the writing style for me as a reader, which is why I again would encourage other people to give this a try for themselves, because this may be a me issue as opposed to the book issue. Now, when I say writing style, what I mean for me is that there were certain scenes that I felt were really pivotal that I should really be connecting to care about what's going on in this book. And for me, it just felt like those scenes were very surface level, never getting into the true nitty gritty of things. It was, here's the problem. Here's how we fix the problem. We solve the problem, and now we're going on to the next thing. So I was left feeling, for me as a reader, like, okay, that happened. Neato. What's next? So even with that, I again say that I really did enjoy the plot as to what the premise of the book was. I did enjoy the characters and their development, and I am curious as to what goes on into the next book. This is a 3-book series, with this being the second one, leaving on a cliffhanger, so keep that in mind. Now, this book will be available April 23rd. I do encourage other people to give this a try for themselves, because these all sound like me issues, and I am still curious as to what goes on into the next book to see how this story wraps up. So I hope everyone has a good night and happy readings.